It's the start of the new financial year, and it's a great time to now plan your investments and taxes for the year. Today I'm going to talk about one such option that helps you save tax. Yes, we're going to talk and deep dive into the world of what is called ELSS. Equity Linked Savings Scheme, as it's called, is one of the investment options that allows you to benefit in two ways. One is it helps you appreciate your capital. The other side, it also helps you cut your tax. That's why it's a very interesting product and one that you should certainly give a look. ELSS is one of the investment options that's allowed under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act under the old regime. If you're in the new regime, it does not apply to you. But under the old regime, this is one more means of cutting your tax. ELSS is one of the options like PF, PPF, your fixed deposit for 5 years, insurance premiums, and so on and so forth. You can do any of these to cut your tax, but I'm going to talk to you why ELSS makes a lot more sense. But first, what is ELSS? ELSS is a technical term that is given to a mutual fund scheme that invests in a variety of different portfolios that also allows you to cut tax. Every mutual fund company is allowed to float an ELSS scheme by the regulator, SEBI. And these ELSS schemes have to follow a certain rule. The first rule is the funds of the investors are locked in for a 3-year period. Next, most of these funds are currently in a very diversified portfolio. Therefore, it provides an opportunity for investor to participate in the broader equity market. Third, these funds have both the dividend option or the growth option. Given that the dividend option is currently taxable, we are recommending investors to look at a growth option. Now, these are all simple ways in which one can look at a variety of different ELSS schemes, and every mutual fund company more or less has a ELSS scheme, call it by different names, but they are categorized as an ELSS scheme. How should one go about looking at comparing ELSS with various other options? We have done a homework of comparing the top 4 ELSS schemes that are available with the most stable tax saving option which investors have experienced over long term, which is called the Public Provident Fund. Now, in the Public Provident Fund, we've taken an 8% rate. And in these ELSS schemes, we've considered an SIP as a route. An SIP of 10,000 that was done every year, that is 1.2 lakhs on a yearly basis spread over 15 years. So that's 18 lakhs of investment that the investor made into these specific schemes on a month-on-month basis, vis-a-vis a similar investment that was done into PPF, Public Provident Fund. And the results are quite astounding. In the PPF, the investor made for the same investment over a 15-year period, apart from saving tax, the investment gave him a corpus of about 34 lakhs. Now remember, the PPF corpuses are completely free of tax. It is a great advantage. So when the maturity happens, you can take that money out and say tata bye-bye to the tax man. Everything is yours. On the other hand, these mutual funds which had invested in on an SIP basis over a 15-year period, at the end of the 15th year, had a capital base, the value of their investment was anywhere between 64 lakhs and 67 lakhs. Almost double the amount that one would have got in PPF. We're looking at the last 15 years, starting from 2024 moving back, which means there were many instances. 2009 was the heart of the global financial crisis. Not the best of times to be in stock market. So it does take the ups and the downs together. But of course, after 15 years, you pull out that 67 lakhs. On the gain, you will have to pay a 10% tax. So there is a taxation element as far as mutual funds concerned. But even by paying the tax, your gains are quite significantly higher. Now, does that mean that all investors must abandon PPF and go put their money only into ELSS schemes? I think before you do that, you need to understand a few things. One, ELSS are extremely good investments for long-term wealth creation, but underline long-term. They are meant for people who are looking at 5-year, 10-year or 15-year periods, not short. Because they are investing into stock market related products, the value of the holdings can keep appreciating or depreciating. If you're somebody who is not used to taking these kind of risks, then ELSS may kind of keep you unsettled. If you're somebody who wants to put money away and forget about it like you've been doing in your PPF, ELSS is certainly something that you must think about. The ELSS is also the shortest duration maturity. So you can get your money back in 3 years. In PPF, you can hope to get your money only at the end of 15 years. In ELSS is the shortest duration holding among all the tax saving investments. So within 3 years, you can get back your money. And if you've made handsome gains, why not? Third, it's a very easy product to set up and go. You can set up an SIP, month on month, the amount automatically gets debited from your account and goes. Most other investments, whether it's PPF or whether it is NSC, so on and so forth, you need to take an effort to transfer the money. Here it gets automatically debited. So there's an SIP that you can do on your ELSS. Last but not the least, these are products that are market related. And given that India is the new shining bright star among the various economies of the world, and if you have a 5 to 10 years, it's certainly worth a look to continue to look at investing in ELSS. While I've talked about all market returns on this, the important component is, along with these returns, it's also helping you cut tax. And that's why I would say a certain allocation of your tax saving money should go into ELSS investments. Remember, the total available under ATC is only 1,50,000. Within that, I'd urge you to look at allocating a certain amount of your portion into these ELSS funds.